So on your quiz, it's going to be multiple choice, but you can't just circle letters. You have to show me some work, okay? So I, instead of looking there, would probably just rather get started. So I know the vertex is 5, 2, because you always do the opposite, and then that. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So that means is the vertex negative 5, 2? No, it's 5, 2. Then the next thing they want to know is the y-intercept. So in order to get the y-intercept, you plug in 0. So I'm going to go 3/5 times 0 minus 5 squared plus 2. 0 minus 5 is negative 5 squared, which is 25, times 3/5. If you don't know how to multiply 3/5 times 25, use your calculator. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. So nope, it is not 0, 2. It's 0, 17, so that's one of the answers. Okay, I know this is positive, which means it's going up, which means the end behavior is positive. So then I know it's this one. And so now what I have to do is do a little bit more work. I know I didn't give you very much room. You will get to use scratch paper if needed. In order to find the x-intercepts, you need to set this equal to 0. So that's what I'm going to do right now. 0 equals 3/5 x minus 5 squared plus 2. First thing I do, subtract 2. Negative 2 equals 3/5 x minus 5. Multiply by the reciprocal. And I get negative 10/3 equals x minus 5 squared. When I square root this, that is imaginary. So since it's imaginary, there aren't 2 x-intercepts. There are no x-intercepts. If that was positive, you'd be able to keep going, but I'm not going to torture you that much. So if it was the square root of 10 over 3 equals x minus 5 squared, you know there are 2 answers. Okay? The last thing, okay, we know it's not down, so that one's out. So now we just have to put it in standard form. So honestly, just graph this one and graph this one in your calculator. Let me do that right now and see if they're exactly the same. So it's hard to see because I literally graphed both of them. But if I took away F2 and then press enter, it's gone. It was literally on top of it. So yes, it's the answer. That's fine with work. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, so let's look. This is negative. That means it's going down. Okay. And then I know that if it's going down, it's a max. And then I actually have to state the vertex. So it's going to be related to that. This is related to the vertex. The x-intercept is a little bit of a workout. I feel like the y-intercept is the easiest right now. So I'm just going to do that, which is 0, negative 1. That's the y value. Okay. You remember the domain of all of them is all real numbers. Negative infinity to positive infinity. And then the range will be y is, because it's going down, it's less than or equal to, and we've got to figure out it's the y value of the vertex. Okay, so there's a lot of power in that vertex, so let me find it. A equals negative 1, b equals negative 4, c equals negative 1. The formula for the vertex is negative b over 2a, so it's negative of negative 4 over 2 times negative 1, which is 4 over negative 2, which is negative 2. Now, how do I know I'm right? I can go Control G, and let me delete this other one. Sorry, that's taking time. And I could literally graph it. Negative x squared minus 4x minus 1, boom. And if you look, it's left 2. So I did get it right, it's negative 2. So that means the axis of symmetry, x equals negative 2. And the x value of the vertex is negative 2. Now I'm going to take the negative 2, and I'm going to go back to my original equation, and I'm going to plug it in. But I have to show my work because I just showed you how to cheat and get the answer. Be left 2 and then up 3. So you know the y value is 3. So you better show me some work. Okay? So I'm going to go negative 1 times negative 2 squared minus 4 times negative 2 minus 1. Negative 2 squared is 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. A negative times a negative is a positive. 4 minus 1 is 3. I have proved that I got the 3 without using the calculator, even though I see the calculator. Okay? So I even see the x-intercepts, okay? So I know that the x-intercept, so if I go menu actions and I trace it, and I go graph trace, it tells me the y-intercept. Oh, there it is, but shows some work by doing that. And then it shows me the zeros are 0.268, so I know I'm going to have to use the quadratic formula, okay? And then the vertex is -2,3. It says it's a max. I circled it. And then let's go here. Oops, another 0, -3.73. If it was a whole number, I would be able to factor. But since it's a decimal, I know I'm going to have to use the quadratic formula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the quadratic formula. Means I get A, B, C. Okay? And now I'm going to go -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. Okay? So remember my issues, I'm going to take care of that first. So 4 squared is 16. 4 times 1 is 4 times 1 is 4. A negative and a negative is a positive. One more negative. The square root of 12, tree. Oops, that's pretty. And it's 2 rad 3. So all of this turned into that. Now I'm going to simplify. Negative of -4 is 4 plus or minus 2 rad 3 over -2. But if you bring it to the top, it's -4 plus or minus 2 rad 3 over 2. Okay? So you're going to show all that work. And then you're going to see in your calculator that it matches. Oh, actually, I'm not done because I can divide everything by 2. So -2 plus or minus rad 3. Well, I don't need over 1. So it's -2 plus rad 3 and -2 minus rad 3. So turn it on. -2 plus the square root of 3. -0.268. Remember, it was 0.268, so I've proved it. And then -2 minus the square root of 3, and it was x equals -3.73. That's exactly what it had on my graph. So I know that I'm good to go. So my x-intercepts are -0.26. I'm sorry, that should be 27 because I should be rounding to the nearest hundredth. So our two x's were 0.27, 0 and 3.73, 0. So x-intercepts are done. End behavior. As x approaches -infinity, f of x approaches. As x approaches +infinity, f of x approaches. Since my graph is going down, let me move that over a little bit. That is end behavior, so +infinity, -infinity, -infinity, -infinity. So remember, end behavior has to do with the y values. So that would be -infinity, -infinity. Okay. When we're dealing with intervals, intervals have to do with the x's. Okay. So the x is going to be focused on the vertex, -2, 3. So -infinity to -2, increasing, and then -2 to +infinity, -2 to +infinity, decreasing, okay? Because this one is going up, this one is going down. All right, the max and the min is based on the vertex. The vertex is -2, 3. So let me show you all the power the vertex has. It affects the axis of symmetry. It affects this over here. It also affects, in a sense, when you're talking about the end behavior. And it also focuses on the range, which is the y value of your vertex. So it's affected in a lot of places. Now, if it's less than 3, that means it's -infinity to +3. Oh, bracket, because the 3 is included. Sorry about that. Okay, obviously that's going to be worth a lot of points because it's a lot of work. All right, solve for x, square root. X plus 7 equals plus or minus 14 minus 7. -7 plus 14, -7 minus 14. X equals 7. X equals -21. How do you know I'm right? 7 plus 7 is 14, squared is 196. Negative 21 plus 7 is negative 14, squared is 196. So I know that I'm right. All right, I'm going to do this one by factoring. I could do this one by completing the square. I could also do this one by the quadratic formula, but I am a lot quicker if I do it this way. Okay? First page done.